So I wanted to purchase about 5 more fragrances to end off the year. 5 turned into 15, and now we're doing a fragrance haul video. Come back and I'll show you guys my haul, what fragrances hit, what fragrances I'm not too sure about, and a fragrance that retails for $400 but was scored for $50. Gotta come back. Come back. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video, Smell Good with Jenna. I'm, of course, Jenna. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're into fragrance reviews, layering combos, and just smelling like you got your life put together, you know what you gotta do. Stay blessed, like, comment, and subscribe. And let's get right into it. So I really did have the intentions of only purchasing about 5 or 6 fragrances to end off the year. But you know, sales, things that don't typically go on sale was on sale, and clearly I have a problem, and we'll discuss that in another video. But 5 turned into 15, and now we're doing a video. So we'll discuss some of the fragrances that I picked up, or all the fragrances I picked up in some of the body care items that I purchased that obviously goes with my layering combos and stuff like that. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, so before we get into the actual fragrance haul, just because I know that's what you guys are really here for, I decided to show you guys what I purchased in regards to my haul with body care stuff. If you watch my fragrance reviews, I'm always doing layering combos at the end. And I figured you guys would like to see what I purchased. So we got during Sephora's saving event, we got Fenty Skin's Butter Drop Creams, the Salted Caramel scent, and then also I love the Warm Cinnamon one. I have the big one. I know it's running out. It was limited edition, so they don't come out with that size anymore. So I decided to pick up the mini set, and along with the Naughty Nutmeg scent comes with this as well. So I think that'd be pretty dope to add to my combos. And then from Bath & Body Works, we have their Inner Angel line, and that's inspired by Kilian's Angel Share. This smells incredible and goes hard with Angel Share and just scents that are similar. So that was definitely dope. I definitely probably got one of these for free, and then $4.95 for the rest of the items. So that's always a steal. And then also, and lastly, from Brown Sugar Babe, I decided to get the smaller size because as much as I love Brown Sugar Babe, they're really expensive, especially when there's other oil companies at this point that are selling just as good body oils for cheaper. So no shade, but I don't need big bottles. I decided to pick up Pistachio Ice Cream from them and also Muse. So I'm definitely excited to add these to my layering combos. And now literally, without further ado, let's get into my actual fragrance haul. First up, we have from BDK, Gris Charnel Extrait. I absolutely love the original version, and I had posted on Instagram my scent of the day, which was the EDP version, and a lot of my Instagram friends were saying how much they love Gris Charnel, but they love the Extrait version. And I found that so interesting because instead of focusing on that, I just seen so many comments about the Extrait version. So I decided to spin the block on this one because I sampled it before and thought it would be redundant. But instead of sampling it, I decided to buy a full bottle off of Joma Shop, and I haven't purchased it in a minute, but they were having a really good sale compared to what this typically sells for on the discounter sites. They were selling it for like $168 plus tax, so I definitely picked up a bottle and I love it. I think it's so much deeper and sensual and perfect for colder weather, where I think the EDP version is for the fall. This fits perfectly for the winter. It's smooth, it's creamy, it's deeper with the black tea, fig, sandalwood, you name it. It's just a gorgeous fragrance, and I can't wait to rock this a little bit more during the winter time. So if you haven't already, do yourself a favor and check out BDK's Gris Charnel Extrait. Next up, we have from Fragrance du Bois, New York 5th Avenue. The only reason why I picked this one up in particular, it's a blind buy, I got it off of Ola Factory, is because it says New York 5th Avenue. So duh, that piqued my interest as a New Yorker. But in all honesty, I really wanted to add more Fragrance du Bois in my collection. I had before this just Serene, and I think the packaging is just gorgeous. It's luxury, it's elegant, and it smells beautiful. So I just wanted more in my collection. So I thought, what fitting way to include more fragrance du bois in my collection than something that's named New York. So I decided to pick this one up. This is a rose caramel type of scent. I was expecting a little bit more sweetness with this, but it's still a nice scent. I don't know if it reminds me of Fifth Avenue, but maybe playing around with it more, I'll get that vibe. So if you haven't already, do yourself a favor and check out Fragrance du Bois, New York Fifth Avenue. Next up, we have another one from Fragrance du Bois, New York Intense. Obviously, the reason why I purchased this or was interested in this, because again, New York. And disclaimer, don't do that. That is the most idiotic thing someone can do, but I do it, whatever. I got this off of Olfactory Factory as well on a discount, so it was like probably like $130 or something, so it wasn't too bad, especially what Fragrance du Bois tends to retail for. But this is supposed to be New York City summertime vibes, what it would smell like. And honestly, being from New York, I don't know if this smells like that. New York smells like this. I think we have questionable smells here, so there's that. But I wasn't too sure if I liked this one. This was very interesting. Something I was expecting to be sweet, because I saw that there was black currant, a little bit of spice with cinnamon. I saw a lot of reviews of people saying this reminds them of Voyage Jubilant 25. I could be butchering the name and the number, but that's what a lot of people said this reminded them of. So very masculine leaning, and it was just something that just didn't feel right with this. But I kept sniffing it, and eventually I'm like, okay, I can see it. And spraying it on my arm, I'm like, okay, I dig it a little bit more. So I'm definitely intrigued to try this out a little bit more closer to the summertime and see what it's giving. But it redeemed itself from the first few sprays. So if you haven't already, do yourself a favor and check out Fragrance du Bois, New York Intense. One last one from Fragrance du Bois. I went in, I know, Voyage à Paris. I believe I'm saying it right with my butchered Parisian accent, but this fragrance, although the other ones caught my attention with its nose, but it was more so, like I mentioned to you guys, the fact that it said New York on it. But this caught my attention. I saw someone talking about this on Instagram, and I'm like, whoa, I need this. Orange blossom, rum, honey, vanilla, that's right up my alley. So I knew I needed a bottle. Got this from the same place, Olfactory Factory, for about, it was anywhere from $120 to $130, around that range. So again, a steal when it comes to Fragrance du Bois fragrances. And this is beautiful. It's sweet, a hint of booze. There's a different type of dry down, and I can't really pinpoint it just yet, just because I haven't tested this out in a while. This is just like first impressions, but it is a really beautiful fragrance. And out of the three, this is the one that I'm really going to gravitate to more. So if you haven't done so already, do yourself a favor and check out Fragrance du Bois, Voyage à Paris. Next up, we have from Matiere Premeire, Santal, Austral. Oh my goodness, this is incredible. You guys are gonna hear me probably say next year, I wanna build up a sandalwood collection. I'm on a quest for all of, I'm probably gonna say that, but I really do love sandalwood. Sandalwood is such a creamy, dreamy type of note, and this fits the bill. I sampled this actually, and I couldn't get enough of it. I think there's an iris note in there that I wasn't too sure about initially, but as I continue to play around with it, fall asleep in it, and I don't normally do that, but I was hooked. So I got it from the same place like the other ones, Olfactory Factory LLC, and I was going back and forth on the bottle size. They didn't have a 50 ml, which I preferred, and it was about what, 115, where this is 100 ml is about 120 something, and I'm just like, I don't need all of this, but I want it. So I wound up getting the bigger bottle, and I'm obsessed with this. I really cannot wait to wear this, because this is just so comforting, especially for the cold air, right? So if you haven't done so already, do yourself a favor and check out Matiere Premier's Santal, Austral. Next up, we have from Sospiro Il Padrino. This is their latest release, and I've seen so many people talk about this one and said that it's similar to Initio Side Effect, and that couldn't be further from the case. It has that same DNA, but I think this is beautiful. They're both beautiful fragrances, but completely different, from the initial spray to the dry down. It almost reminds me like a candy-like infused with booze type of dry down. I don't know, I thought it was really nice. I got this from Fragrance Lord for about $190 or so. So I'm definitely excited to wear this around this time of the year as well. So if you haven't already, do yourself a favor and check out Sospiro Il Padrino. Next up, we have from Mind Games Kingside. I had to show you guys this box because this is incredible. Hopefully I can open this up without everything just popping out. But we have, as you guys can see, the fragrance, and then I guess it comes with the actual notes of tonka and Peru balsam. But this is a beautiful pistachio fragrance. You guys know I love Mind Games, so I had to get this. I didn't necessarily need the full packaging, but shoot, Fragrance Neve was selling this for like $2 something compared to what it retails for. So definitely had to add this to my collection. This is a beautiful pistachio fragrance, a little booze to it. People said it reminds them of like Kayali's Yum Pistachio. I don't think so. This is just stronger, richer, deeper. Another one from Mind Games. Ooh, so if you haven't already, do yourself a favor and check out Mind Games Kingside. Next up, we have Kilian's Angel Share on the rocks. If Angel Share is extremely popular, I think this flanker right here is going to be big as well because, man, this is incredible. I wasn't planning on picking this one up first. I was planning on getting Angel Share Paradise, but the way that raspberry note dried down on me, I thought it was absolutely disgusting, and it pained me because I really wanted to like it, especially I do dig raspberry notes, but it was actually Angel Share on the rocks that caught my attention, and I wasn't even, when I went into Sephora, necessarily focused on this, but when I smelled this, I'm like, yo, I am getting this. This is gonna hit during the springtime, and the only reason why I wound up getting it now, because during Sephora's fall savings event, obviously you get the 15-20% off depending if you're a VIP or Rouge member or Rogue, whatever you want to call it. And then shout out to one of my best friends who had gave me a $100 gift card for my birthday earlier this year, so I decided to use that plus the sale, and then we got this for like $168 when this retails for what, $275? Yeah, right, $275. Yeah, because Paradise retails for $3 something. So yeah, a steal, especially when it comes to Kilian fragrances. So if you haven't already, do yourself a favor for sure. Check out Kilian's Angel Share on the rocks. Next up, we have Tom Ford's Cherry Smoke. This is actually has been on my list, my wish list to purchase for quite a couple of years now. Well, it hasn't been out for too long, but it has been on my list to purchase for the winter time, but there was always something that pushed it back, and I was currently on a no buy around November, but then I saw, see, this is why I unsubscribed to a whole bunch of emails, because that's how you get caught up. But Vemba Fragrances had sent me an email about their pre-Black Friday sale going on, and one of the fragrances that I saw was Tom Ford's Cherry Smoke. This is rarely discounted. This retails about like what, $400 some odd, and even on, you can't really find it on too many discounter sites because everyone tends to focus on niche nowadays. So the fact that I was able to find this on Vemba Fragrances for was it $200 or $220? I don't know. What sealed the deal was the fact that there was no tax on top of this. I had to get this. So if you haven't already, I know there's a lot of heat towards Tom Ford these days with specific fragrances and the longevity, but I think Cherry Smoke is a banger, underrated banger. So if you haven't done so already, do yourself a favor and check out Tom Ford's Cherry Smoke. Next up, we have Tom Ford Santal Blush. This is actually my latest purchase, my last and latest purchase of the year. And this wasn't on my radar this year, but as I mentioned with Santal Austral, I'm like, you know what? I want a little bit more sandalwood fragrances in my collection. So I wanted to see if I like Santal Blush. Me and one of my best friends went into Sephora. We were smelling around and it confirmed I really like this. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get this one next year. But then lo and behold, Sephora decided to throw, as they always do at the end of the year, a 20% off sale off one purchase. So I'm like, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that and buy it. So I wound up getting this. It's a beautiful sandalwood fragrance, and I'm glad I have it in my collection. So if you haven't done so already, do yourself a favor and check out Tom Ford Santal Blush. Next up, we have from Initio, Can't Get Enough. This fragrance took forever and a day for me to receive. I ordered this from Fragrance Nevaeh. Shout out to them. That's my other go-to. October 30th, 31st, and I didn't receive it until last week. So this is highly in demand, and it took forever, but I'd rather wait that, even though I was impatient after a while, which I think that's justifiable, instead of spending $440 plus tax, and I got this instead for $240, I'll take it. I wound up smelling this one when me and my other best friend went to Bloomingdale's, and shout out to the sales associate because he was selling this and some other fragrances to us like no other, and I really got on board with this. This is actually what I expected Fragrance du Bois New York Fifth Avenue to smell more like. It's this rose caramel type of scent as well. Extremely, extremely beautiful. Honestly, I think Initio does a really good job when it comes to rose fragrances. So I'm definitely excited to wear this one for the winter time and see what it's giving on skin, but beautiful fragrance. So if you haven't already, do yourself a favor and check out Initio's latest release. Can't get enough. Next up, we have from Nazar Fragrances, Pie and Cognac. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but this is a Black-owned fragrance, which is dope to support Black-owned companies in general. But I came across this one because an Instagram friend of mine mentioned that this was his scent of the day, and he wore this on Thanksgiving. And the reason why this intrigued me, outside of the fact Pie and Cognac sounds intoxicating like no other, but another Instagram friend was like, let's give Angel Share a break on Thanksgiving, you know. So I was like, ooh, you're shaking the table with that one. So that's another reason why this caught my attention, to potentially try something different during the holidays. And I got this for $75. They were having a Black Friday sale, something like that. So that was clutch. This is a beautiful, it smells like almost like a boozy peach cobbler fragrance off of first initial, you know, unboxing and everything like that. So I'm definitely intrigued to play around with this right now during the holiday season. So if you haven't already, definitely do yourself a favor and check out Nazar Fragrances, Pie and Cognac. Next up, we have another Black-owned fragrance from Clean Team, Get Right Fragrances, Cherry Red. This, we'll get more into it, but originally they had sent me a sample set because I had reviewed Boho Boco's Cherry Wet Liquor, and they were saying how I should try their cherry fragrance. So instead, they wound up sending me their actual sample set, and they got some bangers on here. I'll eventually talk about that maybe in a review of Cherry Red. But when I smelled Cherry Red, I was like, oh man, this is nice. I've never smelled a cherry gourmand fragrance. I've always, whether it's syrupy, medicinal, tart, it's never really gourmand. So I was like, yeah, I need a bottle of this, and I wound up getting one. So definitely, if you're a cherry fan or you're looking for the right cherry fragrance, I'll definitely recommend Clean Team Get Right Fragrances, Cherry Red. Next up, we have from Guerlain, Spirituese Double Vanille. Obviously, if you guys have been watching my videos, you know I'm always talking about having a dope vanilla collection and having the most complex, sensual, boozy, smoky type of vanillas. So you have to have this obviously in your collection, specifically a vanilla collection. This is smoky, deep, rich vanilla. I needed this, and I knew I wanted to get this for the end of the year. Actually, this was supposed to be a Christmas gift, but I'm impatient. The sales were going on. Like I said, I wanted it for the winter time, so I took advantage of the sale and wound up getting a 3.4 ounce bottle. So if you haven't already, do yourself a favor and check out Guerlain's Spirituese Double Vanille. And lastly, we have Byredo's Bal de Freak Absolu. Let me tell you guys, I'm not the biggest Byredo fan. I do love Vanille Antique, but I like scents that have a little bit more oomph. And I know a lot of people go crazy for scents such as Bal de Freak, the EDP version, Mojave Ghost, those type of scents. But when I smelled the Absolute version, man, the praline note in here just elevates this to a whole nother level. I definitely wanted to buy this for the springtime, but I saw Fragrance Nevaeh had it for pre-order for like $220 or something. I'm like, oh, I need it, but I promise I'm not gonna purchase any more fragrances. Shout out to my best friend, because a couple of weeks ago, she had sent me an email basically saying Puig, I believe that's the company's name. They house Byredo, Paco Rabanne, Christian Louboutin, and a couple of other houses. was having this like holiday event, 70 to 90% off at Radio City Hall, I believe. Don't quote me on that. And we were like, there's no way they're selling anything for 70 to 90% off. She wound up going there and it was literally 70, 90% off. So this tester that you can see has, you know, it's been used a little bit, but nothing too crazy. This retails for $400. It cost her $50. $50. And she gifted this to me for Christmas. So shout out to you. You are incredible. That is an absolute steal. Could you imagine we purchased fragrances for that amount of money, $300, $400, and they were just giving it away. She even got Vanille Antique, the one that before they changed the formula and bottle, for $70. 3 Vanille Antiques for $70. We literally spend $400 on fragrances when, you know, we probably can get this for $100 or less. But that's neither here nor there. We secured the bag with Bal de Freak Absolu, and I'm happy. So if you haven't already, do yourself a favor and for sure check out Byredo's Bal de Freak Absolu. And that's my video. Thank you so much for watching. I promise I am done with purchasing fragrances. My goal is to be content with what I have until next April, and even then some. I plan on not buying too much. We'll see. You guys are on this journey with me. Let me know what you think of the fragrances I picked up. Is there anything you're picking up this holiday season? Stay blessed. Like, comment, and subscribe. And always remember, the best compliment one can get is that you smell so good.